he an alcoholic? Well, he's an alcoholic because his mother left him when he was young, cheated on his dad, married another man, and left him alone. Well, why did she do that? Well, she did that because her dad wasn't a very good father, never told her that he loved her. Why did he do that? Well, he went to war and saw one of his buddies die right in front of him. Oh, well, why did he die? Well, because someone else was fighting the war. Why were they fighting? You see what I'm saying? Hurt carries on from one person to the next. So when it comes your way, it's likely that thing that feels fresh and new is probably thousands of years old. And when it gets to your door, you can take the hurt in and you can send it on its way to continue to hurt more and more people, or you can step into forgiveness and allow that plan that the enemy created thousands of years ago to stop with you. You see what I mean? In the same way, loving people is the same. As you can love someone, and they can love someone, and they can love someone. And this idea that we all have these great intentions. We actually do. No one intends to be insignificant. No one intends not to help people. We all intend to help people. But the truth is, we don't all do it. I was talking to my father-in-law the other day, and he was telling me about his friend who has a lot of money and gives a lot of things to the clinic and stuff that in his town that takes care of a lot of people who can't afford, their own sort of care. And I was like, man, I want to be like that guy. Everyone intends one day to do something. But there's a difference in someone who intends to do it and someone who actually does it. The intentions and the doing it are two totally different things. We all think of ourselves in these different ways. We judge ourselves based on our intentions. The rest of the world judges us by our actions. If your actions don't match your intentions, then they're not the same. You see what I mean? So I've decided I want to be one of those people who takes the leap. I want to be one of those people who walks the distance. For many of us, the distance from our heart to our hand is too great a distance. And we all intend to travel that distance, but we don't all do it. And the funny thing is we all can. Well, there's always a good reason not to do something for somebody else. But I want to be one of those people who actually does. Not so I can be a good guy, not so I can look good. Stuff doesn't matter. I want to do it because I know that deep in me is something that has to help other people. I know it's a deep desire within myself, and it's in you too. You want to help other people. So the way we're doing it is we've found this village. We didn't find it. It's always been there. We tracked it. We tracked it down. It's a village in India, and what we are doing is we want to totally change the entire culture of this village. We've talked to the elders of the village, and they've picked the 500 poorest children. And with a company called World Vision, who does work in those areas, we want to sponsor the 500 poorest children. When you sponsor a child, they get medicine, food, education, water, all those kind of things that we take for granted. They get those things. And in 15 years, that child will be involved in self-sustaining activity. So literally, not only will that child immediately not have to deal with some of the issues they deal with, like dying, things like diarrhea and dehydration, stuff like that. And people actually do die of that kind of stuff that we laugh at. They can actually think about their future. They can think about their future, and they can receive help with their future, education. So literally, over 15 years, we'll take the 500 poorest children, the bottom of the food chain. Not only will we eliminate that poverty, we'll actually place them and leave them in a self-sustaining way in another place, a place where they can help other people. So these children who, for thousands of years, from mother to father, from mother to father, from father to daughter, from mother to son, from parents to children, have handed down poverty one to the next for who knows how long, thousands of years. And very likely those children, statistically, will continue to hand poverty down unless something changes, unless we go in and change that situation. We change that situation for 500 of those children. And then they will not hand poverty and hurt and pain and death down to their children. They will hand something better down to their children. So in that way, long after I'm dead, long after nobody knows my name, long after nobody sings my songs anymore, somebody will live a much, 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 much better life. Someone 1,000 years from today will have hope because of something I did today. It's almost like a way to sing a song that would last forever. It's because they will hand something down because of something we did here today. This tour and all the goodness and everything that goes on won't die when the tour is over. All the goodness, everything in you, all the praise, everything you have, all the beauty in you won't die when you die. That will be transferred and will move on and will exist beyond you. So anyway, it would bless my heart if you guys would help us in this effort to fund these 500 children. We're doing sponsorships at the World Vision table in the back. I'll talk to you about it. I really would love it if you guys would help us change the culture of that village and change thousands of lives, okay? And maybe you want to sing a song with me. Is that cool?